Hello YouTube, it's your boy B3 back with another kicking. That's right, action figure review. We have another great kaiju review for you today, another great Godzilla review. This one's not an import, this one is a domestic. It's from NECA's Godzilla line. It is the NECA Shin Godzilla Atomic Blast version. Yeah, I kind of wanted them to make an Atomic Blast Shin just because the purple is so unique and I love the open mouth, like Shin's really unique mouth and stuff. It's not my favorite Shin like this, because I have the movie Monster series, Shin Godzilla Climax version, which is him about to fire his blast and stuff, and he's all purple and has the mouth open. And I actually like that figure more, even though it's not articulated as much and stuff. There's just something about it. It's just like a piece of art to me. I mean, all figures are art to me. But I mean, the movie Master series, which I have already reviewed, the Climax version, so check out that review. There's just something about it that just really impresses me. I don't know. Not that this guy's a bad figure. There's just not my favorite. But I was kind of like, because they did the 2001, you know, the GMK Spitfire or whatever, and then they announced this guy, and they announced that they couldn't get the rights to like the 2017 Godzilla, so they weren't even allowed to show the prototype at convention. And I was like, damn. This line, man, it's not looking good that they're starting to make the Atomic Blast a trend instead of giving us new stuff. But now we've seen the prototype for Mothra unofficially. We've seen the King Kong versus Godzilla. And we know they're going to start getting more monsters and stuff. Hopefully they'll give us a 2017 Kong. A 2017 Kong from NECA is like one of the main things I want right now. I would love a female Muto, of course. Rodan, King Ghidorah, Mothra, and whatever the mystery monster is in Godzilla King of the Monsters, because they did say there was a mystery Toho monster. Hopefully it's Varan or Anguirus. My fingers are crossed for Varan, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Anguirus. That's my guess. Anyways, Atomic Blast version Godzilla. Let's zoom out. Take a look at this figure. It's got lots of similar parts to the regular one. I do like the regular version a bit more, just because I feel like you can do more with it. Because this guy doesn't have an articulated jaw or anything, which makes sense. He's got the open mouth like he would fire in the blast. And with Shin Godzilla, you don't really need the jaw articulation if you're just going to have a Spitfire form. Because of the way his jaw is, he has like a mandible thing that splits when he opens his mouth to fire his blast, which I think is so cool looking. Shin Godzilla has, I think, become my favorite Godzilla design. I've always had trouble deciding what my favorite Godzilla design was, because like, I liked the upper half of GMK the most, but the lower half was almost a little cartoony in the legs, you know what I mean? And then there was the 2003 Godzilla was real close. And I could never decide, but I think I have finally decided what my favorite Godzilla design is, and it's Shin. Shin 4th form. But yeah, you see he's got the beady little eyes, he's all lit up. I'm not sure what I think about all this white. I mean, it's like cool because he's like white hot, but he didn't have all this white in the movie. I'm positive he didn't have all this white in the movie. I do need to rewatch it, it's been a little while, but I've seen it a few times, and I don't remember white. But it doesn't look bad. It's different than my other, than my Climax Shin. I wouldn't mind having the Monster Arts one either. But I'll get the Monster Arts regular one, probably, because it's gone down in price a good bit. So I might pick it up if I ever have the money. The tail looks good. I had to heat the tail up to get it to snap on. Not super crazy about the end of the tail, because it's all, it's got the right colors and stuff, I guess. Once again, a little too much white. Could have been more purple. But I would have liked them to kind of sculpt an open jaw at the end, because you know we had a little face on his tail, but you can't really make out the little face on this figure. I mean, there's a little something there, but it's not really there. He does have accessories. These are actually kind of neat. They're blasts. You get one for the mouth and one for the tail, which I think is pretty cool. And they can attach. They're on bendy wires. You don't need to bend them. I think they're mostly on bendy wires so that they don't break. It keeps them from being fragile. The bendy wire makes them durable. So I think that's why they're on bendy wires, just so they don't snap easily. But they have clear tips, which is cool, and then they kind of turn into the white and purple. Once again, too white. It's too white. It should be more purple. But it's pretty simple. You just kind of slide it into the mouth. No biggie. You know? Check it out. Looks good, actually. It's hard to see it against my background there. But I find that lots of figures are easier to see on the white background. It's like this figure is dark, so my black background would have been worse for it. But see, there's also a hole. Oh, brung in. There's also a hole in the tail, where the tail can fire a blast. Oh, fuck. Tail came off. But, yeah, see, so it stays in the tail fine as well. Now, I kind of already started talking about detail and paint when I was talking about how I think it's too white. But it does have a lot of good detail and paint. The head might have better proportions, actually, than the head on the regular release does. The proportions might just be a little bit better because they don't have to work basic jaw articulation in there. You know, I like the glowing on the sides of the neck and a little bit on the top of the chest there, you see. I feel like Godzilla's chest might have done a little, like the chest here might have done a little glowing in the movie, but I don't mind it not being there. Actually, you know, I might be wrong. Maybe it's just because in the movie Godzilla had a lot of red on him, and the red doesn't come out as well on this figure as I feel like it maybe should. But once again, that doesn't really bother me much. That I don't feel like it's definitely there, but it could pop a little more. I feel like it pops more on the tail. You can definitely see it more on the tail. The tail looks great. But I mean, the sculpting is actually really good. Like, just basic sculpt. If you didn't have any paint on it or anything, I would say amazing. Really good looking. Now, articulation. This Godzilla is kind of naturally looking down, which I get, because like the next scene, the neck is more curved, and that's because that's like what he does in the movie. He looks down, and then he fires the fucking big blast at the ground, right? And then he focuses it into a beam and then shoots all the helicopters and stuff, kills the Prime Minister. Spoilers. That's the best part of the damn movie. I love it. Oh, that scene every time. It makes me go crazy. But I mean, you got side to side on the head and all this head movement, neck movement. You got torso movement. The arms kind of move. They feel a little fragile. NECA figures can be a bit fragile. He has elbow bend and stuff like forward and back on the hands, hand rotation, but I don't want to mess with the arms too much. This one feels fragile. This one doesn't feel so fragile, but this one does. You got forward and back on the legs, kind of an in and out. You can work the knees and stuff. Feet move actually very well. And of course, segmented tail for most of the way down. And then once you get about right here at this segment, it becomes a bendy tail. But the damn thing is so thick, you can really only bend it side to side, and not much happens up and down. Did a scale just come off him? What the hell was that? Okay. But I mean, he's still pretty dope. So I'm pushing him back here because now we're going to do size comparisons. First, I'm going to show him with just a figure I've really liked recently. Sophie Spirit's Raijin. Show him with a Pacific Rim, because NECA did Pacific Rim, even though this Pacific Rim isn't NECA. Let me... Oop. Oh, a bunch of action figures just fell. Now let me put this to the side. Show him with another NECA Godzilla. The other Atomic Blast figure they have made. Atomic Blast 2001, aka GMK. Nice. Obviously Shin Godzilla is much bigger than him, but I like them to all be the same size like that. It looks better in display. Here he is with a 6-inch Ultraman. Ultra Hero Series 2009, original Ultraman. I actually think Shin Godzilla looks better with the Ultra 500 line. But I don't think I have any of them handy. Sorry. All these figures just fell. They're all like a bunch of figures that I have in package that I need to review just fell on all the figures that I have out of package that I use for reviews. Stuff is everywhere. Okay, now I'm going to show them with one of the mini Gypsy Dangers that NECA made. This is Anchorage Attack, I believe. I get the names mixed up because I have so many of them. There are only like 2 of the Gypsy Dangers I don't have in this scale, anyways. Way too big. Way too big. Now, how about some Godzilla monsters? Bandai Creations 2004 Gigan. Neat. Alright. Screw it. Let's take it back. Sovi Spirits. Ultraman Victory. Victory! What else we got in front of me here? Here's the Bandai Toys Dream Project Titanosaurus. Hey there, buddy. Alright. He looks a little undersized with a lot of these, but that's just because he's hunched over like that. Should I show him with an Ultra Monster? I'll show him with an Ultra Monster. How about Maga Japa? One of the kings from Orb. Hey. Alright. And, one more figure. I want to do just one more figure. How about another American Godzilla, the Bandai Creations Godzilla 2004. Nice. These guys actually go on the same display together, so that's good that they look like that. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Atomic Blast Shin Godzilla figure from NECA? Well, I don't want NECA to get in the habit of doing Atomic Blast repaints, but this one's not just a repaint. Okay, this one has accessories. It has a new head. It's got I think it has a new neck too. And you know, it's been slightly modified to hold the beams. So was the 2001, but you can't even tell if the 2001 has its mouth closed. Hopefully they won't get in the habit of those and won't get in the habit of repaints, because I'm not going to lie to you, NECA likes repaints. They really do. If you follow the Alien line, you know that NECA really, really, really likes repaints. And we've already kind of seen a hint at a repaint of the 1954 Godzilla. And, but I didn't mind the 2001 one because that's like one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie. And I didn't mind this one because Shin is my favorite Godzilla design, and I'm always happy to have more Shin. I just hope they don't do an Atomic Blast for every single Godzilla, because then I'll probably, because I kind of like having all these in the line. I have all the Godzillas they've released so far except for that Loot Crate one, which I do plan on getting at some point. I just don't want to pay too much for it's the problem. But you know, I like this figure. If you like Shin Godzilla, maybe go ahead and pick it up. I paid $30. Yes, I know that's a little much, but I got it from a small business, my local comic shop, and I'd rather support my local comic shop than get it from NECA or from Amazon or something, you know? NECA is going to be supported no matter pretty much where I get it from. And if I'm going to get it, I don't mind paying about $5 more just to support my local comic shop. If it's a Godzilla toy, I'm always willing to pay a little more for Godzilla because Godzilla's like my thing, you know. I got some other toys from them that I'm ready to review, like this Kamen Rider. Here's a little sneak peek. It's a little sneak peek at our next Kamen Rider review. Oh, who's it going to be? Let me know in the comments which Kamen Rider figure you think that is. I'll give you a hint. It's one of the Renewal figure arts. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. If you like Shin Godzilla and stuff, this is not a bad figure. If you can't afford the monster art, but you really want it, this is probably for you. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support, and I'll see you all later.